In a land shrouded by the mists of time and the whispers of the ancients, there existed an isolated village called Eldwood. Nestled at the edge of the formidable Forgotten Wood, the village was bound by an ancient covenant. The origins of the Pact stretched so far back that none living could recall its commencement, yet each villager was steeped in its terms and consequences. The covenant, as had been passed down through generations, was struck between the first villagers and the sovereign of the forest, a mystical entity known only as Aranyani. The pact promised protection and prosperity to the villagers, as long as they never ventured beyond the stone markers that encircled the thickest part of the woods. Not a branch was to be broken, not a stone turned within the hallowed confines. Alara, a young and inquisitive girl of the village, had grown up marveling at the tales of the ethereal spirits and the cryptic heart of the forest that were whispered at night beside crackling fires. Her curiosity, sparked by the vivid stories of the radiant flora and elusive fauna of the inner wood, grew with each passing year. One crisp autumn day, as golden leaves danced like fire in the gentle breeze, Alara's little brother Milo disappeared. After hours of frantic searching by the hem of the forest, a glimpse of his bright scarf led Alara to the very boundary they were forbidden to cross. Heart pounding with fear and determination, she stepped over the boundary, breaking the age-old covenant. The forest welcomed Alara not with wrath, but with an unnatural silence. The deeper she went, the more the woods seemed to whisper, branches parting slightly as if guiding her path. Finally, in a clearing bathed in the ethereal glow of the moonlight, she found Milo, unharmed, playing serenely with what appeared to be shadows that giggled and shimmered in the pale light. "The covenant is broken," boomed a voice, as the entity Aranyani manifested before Alara. "Why have you entered my domain, child?" In a mix of fear and pleading, Alara explained the situation. Aranyani listened, her expression unreadable, the shadows around her pulsing softly. The air was thick with impending decisions when Aranyani spoke again. "Your action invites consequences, but your intent was pure and driven by love. Thus, I offer a choice. Serve as the guardian of the boundary, ensuring no further breaches occur, or sacrifice what you hold most dear in return for my continued protection." Alara, with a steely resolve that belied her years, chose guardianship. She understood the magnitude of her role and accepted it without falter, sealing a new covenant with Aranyani. Her sacrifice was her freedom to leave, but in return, she gained a profound connection with the woods and its mystic inhabitants, ultimately leading the village in understanding and respecting the ancient pact. Years waned into decades, and Eldwood flourished under this renewed harmony. Alara grew wise and was revered, a sentinel not just of the physical boundary, but also of the spiritual communion between the village and the Forgotten Wood. And so, as the covenant of old was honored anew, peace reigned in the shadows of the woods, whispering of the courage and love that had renewed the bond between human and spirit.